Sports Wrap, your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95. The entire Caribbean is listening to Sports Wrap on the big station every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And National Athletic Coach Emmanuel Loblack. Sports Wrap, your one-stop shop for unique, inclusive, in-depth analysis of local, regional, and international sports. Bringing you the best in sports debate and up-to-the-minute information and statistics. Sports Wrap, every Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. 2 exciting hours of pure, exciting sports talk.
Good night. It's Holy Week time, and we have holy men here, Dr. Fountain and Lobby. I know Lobby will be going to church tomorrow, Good Friday. Good night. I'm Locke Sebastian. Together with me is
Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
And Emmanuel Loblack.
Right. As usual, it's Holy Week time, so let's start with our prayer. Pastor Rodney, please lead us in prayer, please. Thank you.
Lord Jesus, I thank you for the blessing of today. I'm grateful, Father God, that you have always watched over us, always cared for us. And today we thank you for seeing us through the first 3 months of the year, into month number 4. Today we pray, Lord, that you will provide leadership and guidance on the Sports Wrap program this evening. That, Father God, the hosts of the program will be reminded that our responsibilities jointly is to ensure that our neighbors do better, our neighbors are enlightened, our neighbors learn, our neighbors grow. And that, Father God, Sports Wrap will be used as a means of communicating truth, a means of communicating information that is relevant, not just sports, Father God, but everything that will affect the life of people. Bless the listeners as they listen, and cause everyone this evening, Father God, to be in sync with what you would have them to learn. Cause the hosts to share dispassionately the thoughts that they have and the ideas that they will share and the information that they'll provide to their public. And I thank you that the program will be a good one this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
To go wrong. Love will come. But will the Lord ever
when man has failed
go?
Yes, my soul, he will make your heart and make it whole. Not my soul, Lord,
for you don't understand.
Yes, you
Live in. Listen. When you're in need, and you go wrong,
my soul to the Lord.
Lord, love will carry you along.
But will the Lord ever show his face? For I have
Yet
yet to
to
see.
be,
Yes, my
yes, my
soul,
soul,
he
he
will
will
show
show his face.
grace in all you need. Sing out my
My
soul
soul
to
to
the
the
Lord.
Lord, for he alone understands. Loneliness you live in, your cares in his hand, and you need when you run. Sing out my soul to the Lord our God. His love will carry along.
Yes, Louie, I know you were singing there. We can sing out my soul to the Lord. That's what she says. It's Holy Week. Today is Holy Thursday. Well, tonight we're going to be speaking of netball. We should have the president of the Netball Association here. We'll talk a little about the football guy. Dominica in 2 games didn't score a goal in Dominican Republic. They haven't scored a goal yet. We will also have the coach, the head coach of the West Indies cricket team, Darren Sammy, who will join us at 7 p.m. And that's the program for tonight. So football, by the way, Jamaica, a lot of chatter in Jamaica now. They didn't qualify, and people are calling for the heads of this. The president, he said he won't resign. Said that today, Mr. Ricketts, because they didn't qualify. But it's their fault. They should have qualified long before the match on Tuesday. They should have qualified. Right, Dr. Fountain. I think you want to speak about the effects of the Iranian war on Dominica. So we're going to that. But before that, guys, it is 3 days now short of 5 months since I went to get confirmed. I went up there today with my receipt asking for the card. So I went in there, morning, blah, blah, blah. So I said to the lady, I came to pick her, oh, Mrs. Sebastian, not ready. I said, why? She said, well, that's above our pay grade. I said, but when I came to you. So I said, so she said, well, they will mail it. I said, mail it to where? I said, the post office is more or less redundant now. I didn't give all you any box number. How are you going to mail it? Yeah, I said that to her. I said, this thing is a fake. And I said, she said, well, Mr. Sebastian, we can call. I said, no, I don't want to call him, but I want to see somebody face to face. Don't call anybody for me to speak to them. It is 5 months and you're telling me a nonsense. You don't know what. I said, when I came to get confirmed, it's 2 of you all I saw there. I'm saying the same 2 people, and you all cannot tell me. So I said to her, the thing stops in October. So when it stops in October, when will people get the voter? It is 5 months now. So after October till next year sometime, people who registered, this thing is a fake, Dr. Fountain, I'm telling you. And I saw that today, and it's a nonsense. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, it is a problem, Sibo, because only a few hundred names have been published, and thousands of persons we are told have in fact confirmed or gone through the process. We're not sure what's taking so long, or what the delays, and we're not getting any answers from the electoral commission.
Yeah, that's a nonsense.
Unfortunate.
Tell me if they'll mail it to me. Where to me? Where? Yeah, look at call already. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening.
How are you, my dear? Good.
Sibo,
Yeah.
I called electoral office in the week there.
Right.
I asked, I don't call in the young lady once, I call in her name, it's not a base.
Right.
I asked her, well, when can I come and get my card? Because I confirmed long Sibo, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, it's not ready. I said, well, can you give me an idea when it will be ready? She said, no, she don't know. I said, well, put me on to the chief elections officer. She told me, but she'll tell you the same thing. I said, let me tell you something. You're not in charge of the Electoral Commission, and I do not want to put you under any pressure, because some of the questions I have to ask the chief electoral office, you wouldn't be able to answer them, okay? So she said, okay. She gave me her number, and asked me to call her, but I didn't make the call. I given them a little chance.
Mhm.
She telling me she don't know when. I telling you, put me on to the chief. Who can him where the chief will tell me the same thing? Good evening.
Yeah, yeah, I told her I don't want to speak to anybody. If I can see people speak face to face, don't put me on no call. Because that is just a nonsense, honestly.
Sebastian,
5 months, go ahead, Lobby. 5 months?
Sibo, Sibo, this is not nonsense, Sebastian. This is something that has been planned. They know who
Yeah.
to have registered, just that who. And this is
But I like what you say. You know what I would like to see? The names so far. It would be interesting to find out names that are published so far that got confirmed and when. Because I confirmed 5 months,
Yes.
no less 2
Well,
days.
they have them on the Electoral Commission website up to February.
And how many names are there?
A few hundred people.
But it'd be interesting to find out the names. Anyway, let's take this call. It'd be interesting. Good evening.
Sibo,
Yes, sir.
we've been had again by Roosevelt Scary.
Boy, this thing is a joke.
And the head of the commission has his babu chet on again.
I like that word. The babu chet.
You're supposed to keep the public informed.
Yes.
Where is this voice of the head of this commission?
My goodness, boy.
Mr. Skerrit has put his babu chet on. We've been talking about this babu chet. As a matter of fact, babu chet is not the right tool, you know. Skerrit has something else. A babu chet is to prevent you from biting.
Yeah, I know.
I need to investigate what is the right kind of thing to prevent you from speaking.
Yeah,
so it's not a babu chet. That's incorrect. I would like to correct it. If somebody knows what you put around somebody's mouth to prevent them from speaking, and in Creole, I would like to hear it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, Sibo, in fact, when the list came out in February, the only name for Roseau Central was the Prime Minister.
But this thing is just a big joke, honestly. I wonder if any other Caribbean country people have to go through that, you know. Nowhere else.
All the other countries.
A straight re-registration.
Re-registration.
But they come up with a kind of cocoa macaque, a kind of nonsense, honestly. Let's take the caller. Good evening. Good evening. Next person. Bonsoir. Good evening.
Hello, something again I want to say. I will die saying they should not have removed Ian from there. I don't care what. Ian should not have been removed from there. They should let Ian stay there and do what he has to do. No, I also want to say, no, Dr. Fountain and Sibo, listen. You went to confirm. Everybody went to confirm. They say, bring your ID. You brought your ID. I brought my ID. Bring 2 people or 1 person to identify you. I did that. My name is on the list where I voted the last time. I brought the people to recognize me. Dr. Fountain, how come it taking so long? You give all that in the day you were born. They have all that. They have your books, everything, your passport, everything. Whether you married, everything is there. Dr. Fountain, can you tell me or find out, please? Because it concerns me, I'm a Dominican. Why is it taking so long? And they have all that information, Dr. Fountain. Can you check that out, Dr. Fountain?
Yes, we will, and we've been asking the exact same questions. It's a mystery to me as to why it's taken so long.
Good evening, caller. Good evening.
Sibo, sorry to call back, but
no
remember I did take the note that why is Roosevelt Skerrit registered in Roseau? I made that point before, and I want to bring it back because you mentioned it. Why? He is living in Mont Daniel, or he is the parliamentary representative of...
Good point.
Viecaz. He should be registered in Viecaz, for God's sake.
Very good
Why
point.
is he registered in Roseau?
Yeah, that's a mystery, really. Yeah. I'm trying to understand that. Yeah, how did that happen?
You see, Sibo, that is something. It is vice that people can just register anywhere.
Well, certain people.
But nobody's setting a bad example.
Well,
you're supposed to be registered where you reside.
Yes, I agree.
Not good.
Yes, and it's also, to me, it's also failing on the legislation that you can be registered one place and represent one constituency and vote in another different constituency.
Yeah, what kind of law is that? Yeah,
that's just bizarre.
Yeah, very bizarre, man. I mean, a lot of strange things happening in Dominica. Yeah. But Dr. Ponte, to go to what you wanted to discuss.
Yes,
Oh, another
yeah,
call again. Good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
They have a cocoa maca going on in that. I have 5 months since I registered up to now I can get nothing. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's really strange, man. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Lobby. You want to say something? You want to say something?
Yes, Sebastian. I'm going to say this, Sebastian, that Edward Oliver Leblanc never let down his people. When there's a building, whatever was built for the president, but it's not your permanent president. It's not to say that they're going to live. Right? He never let his people down in decades. Never let that. He never did that.
Well, in Collio too, I remember he went up in Collio too. 2 terms. Right. He did 2 terms in Collio.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. We have another caller. Let's see the caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sibo and everybody.
How are you?
I'm good. Let me tell you something. There is nowhere in the world we can call. You don't know all you smarter than I am, or you maybe know big people that you can call to tell them come and suck away out in Dominica because somebody's playing bell with Dominica. Bell he played with Dominica. Thank you.
I like the way she said, somebody come and well, to you, a partner with you, English would come and help us. Lord, send that answer for we, according to Mighty Gambiana song like that, Lord, send that answer for we. Yes, Dr. Fountain, over to you now.
Yes, Sibo, I just wanted to talk briefly about the impact, of course, of the events that we're seeing in the Middle East, the continuing war there. Last night, the U.S. president tried to reassure the public that it will end within 2 to 3 weeks, but the markets are reacting differently because he did indicate that he was going to intensify the attacks on the Iranians and so on, and the Iranians are threatening to delay and to continue this whole thing. So what we've seen already, the gas prices are already up in Dominica. Just last week, the government issued a new set of pricing for diesel and for gasoline. So already we have that going up. Now, once gas prices go up, then you can expect your Domlec bill to go up almost. Well, this month, look for a much bigger Domlec bill because we have within the legislation this within Domlec there is a pass-through of any increase in oil prices to the consumer. Domlec absorbed, I believe, 1.5%, and 97.5% is absorbed by the public. So whatever increase there is, we are going to feel it in the higher Domlec bills. Now, the question then becomes, as prices start going up, the price of petrol and so on, what happens to the bus drivers? Okay, that is something that always we think about because now it's going to be a lot costlier for the bus drivers to go back and forth. If they're doing that, then of course you're talking about the possibility of fares going up on school.
Or what fishermen, they have to put gas to go up.
Fishermen, so it's very likely that the price of things are going to go up, of fish locally, but also the price of imports. Importantly, the price of imports, because as the price goes up in the United States, the price of transportation to transport those goods into Dominica goes up. We can expect that we'll have a lot of price increases.
Let's take a point. As we talk about transportation, I understand from Guadeloupe now, it has gone up by almost $150.
That is
the
correct.
Fare has gone up on the boat.
The ferry.
By the ferry, $150 increase.
Exactly. And they are pointing to the same increase in the thing. So we are going to have higher prices, not only for the ferry, but obviously for the airlines as well. So the cost of travel is going to go up. And so all around, you're going to have a lot of pain. And again, a lot depends on how long it lasts. If that goes on for another month, for 2 months, if it goes on for a couple of weeks, then we could come back to some kind of normal. But the difficulty is that when prices go up, they tend to stay up. In economics, we refer to that as prices being sticky upwards, in the sense that, once they go up, it's very hard for them to come back there.
Even if because the bus drivers will not reduce their fee. Yeah, they will stick to the city.
It's very, so once you have that round of inflation, it becomes increasingly difficult for people. So that war, although we appear to be very, very far away, it could have some really tough impacts on us. And that raises important questions for us here in Dominica, like how do we substitute for a lot of those goods we import. A lot of the stuff that imported into Dominica, how do we substitute? How do we ensure that we have food security when you have this kind of crises overseas that are impacting your country? How do you ensure? So these are some of the questions that we certainly should be trying to answer.
Dr. Fontaine,
Yeah, Dr. Lobi, you come to him. Let's take this caller 1 second. Good evening.
Dr. Fontaine, I want you to do one thing for me again, please. If you can get the chairman of the Electoral Commission to speak to him one-on-one, because nobody talking to us, nobody telling us anything as though they're in their own house and they're running things, you understand? So see if you can get one-on-one and ask him when you think we can get our form of what is happening. Why is it taking so long, Dr. Fontaine? You understand, Dr. Fontaine? And then probably see if you can get a little talk with the president, respectfully, the president, because the president appointed the chairman. You understand, Dr. Fontaine?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We are Dominicans. They ask us to go and confirm. Everybody wants to vote. You're voting for who you want. I myself not in party. So see if you can get a little talk with the president and the chairman of the commission, please. And then you'll come and inform the nation. All of us want to know what is going on. I myself, I'm a senior citizen. I don't know what is going on, Dr. Fontaine. Please do that for me.
All right, thank you.
But
Next caller, hold on. Next, good evening.
Yes, it's me again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell Mrs. White, the president will not have nothing to do with that because they put her there to go to church and funeral, and that is it.
Yeah, Lobby, you're making a point.
yes, Dr. Fontaine made a point there in terms of prices. Use a term in economics, they are sticky.
Mm-hmm.
But can the government responsibility to safeguard the populace? Because, for example, if everything goes back to normal, isn't your responsibility to restabilize the prices?
Yes, but that can only be done on a regime of if you have some kind of price control in place. Without price controls, it's very difficult. It has to be people using their own good faith to bring prices down.
But just now, for example, if you tell me that, let's say to go to Grand Four, let's say Grand Four is $4, and you say it's $4.50. All right, the 50 cents or 50 cents is because of what? Yeah, but everything gets back to normal. Can it go back to $4? Can the bus drivers for Grand Four to go back to $4?
It should, but I'll tell you the problem that we have in Dominica. A lot of these public prices are not regulated. Really, they should be regulated so that even before the increase happens, the bus drivers should be able to go to some kind of commission or committee, and they will give them a conditional increase to say, well, yeah, we agree that we'll raise it until that is over and then it goes back. We don't have those kind of things in place. So at the end of the day, it's just up to individuals to set their own price and then to do what they want, But that is how you get some control.
Would you
some kind of consumer board, some kind of consumer agency?
Would your government, for example, today or tomorrow you become the government? Would that be something you'd
Oh, absolutely. This question of price, what we call price gouging, where people
right.
just increase their prices willy-nilly, especially after a crisis. Yeah, there's a hurricane and suddenly a bottle of water goes up to $15 and so on. All of that, you can put measures in place to protect the consumers, and that's really what you want to do. But we have not seen that from the government, unfortunately.
Let's take this caller. Good evening. Hello?
Yes, Sibo, greetings.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Fontaine Lobby, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sibo, you see that re-registration system and that reform registration system, I think the opposition and especially the ERC make a big mistake. And that mistake they make from the beginning is to allow the leader of the Labour Party to be in charge of this reform. Why couldn't we allow the leader of the Freedom Party, or the leader of the UWP, or the leader of the UPP, or the leader of Papi Party? Roosevelt Skerrit should have know how to have his hands in that Sibo. It is illegal, it's wrong. Our laws doesn't permit it, and Dominica allow that to happen. What do you expect? You expect to get reform? You have to look at the genesis of this thing. They never wanted reform. They don't want reform. They don't want a free and fair election and make the best person win or the best party win. They don't want that, see, but it was never their intention. You have a chairman of the electoral board. As I hear one of your callers say, he babu chet. But he may be mumute. Mumute, he can't talk.
Mumute or mam.
He mumute. You understand? They are the ones that are responsible for informing the people ball by ball. Roosevelt Skerritt is a politician. He's the leader of a party. It is against the law for him to be running every. And Dominic accepting that. What do you expect? Thank you.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of crap that's going on.
Sibo,
Uh-huh.
something else I don't want to touch on, Sebastian. I want to touch on Sib and Dr. Fountain. This impasse at Debois. We promoting Dominica are we promoting Dominica as the nature isle of the Caribbean?
Supposed to.
Suppose that but that is how we're supposed to be promoting this country. Can a river, did Erica, David, Maria, did any river become barren?
Well, a lot of river that dried up in Dominica, to be fair.
No, but when they say dry, you can have a bath. Some of them, you still have certain bassins. They're not totally dry.
Certain places are bassins.
Yeah, of course you have that. So what I'm saying is this. And secondly, can you relocate a river?
Well, you can at your own peril.
No, but I mean at your peril.
Relocate at your own peril, because they say rivers always take back their own cost. That's what is said.
That is what we saw. We saw that.
Environmentalists and people who know more than me have said that.
No, all that. We saw what happened during Maria, where river that never passed before. That's where they end up passing.
Well, call you at river. People were even running anyway. Call you at river.
No,
let's take this caller. Let's take this caller. That's how Lobby. 1 minute. Let's take the caller. Lobby will come back to you. All right, go ahead. The caller seems to have. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, Sebastian. Is this now? I'm just thinking. I'm hoping. I'm just telling myself. We have destroyed a village. Wesley have gone. We have destroyed it in the name of progress. In 2000, I've always go back to that. If we had gone along, that government had gone along with what was in place for this international airport, we would never be where we are today. Never be where we are.
Totally agree. Let's take the next caller. Totally agree. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
I just want to commend the brilliancy of Dr. Fountain. I listened to him on the Ernesto Cook podcast, and he was right on his game. Thank you for the information, Doctor.
Yes. Well, Dr. Fountain, I did tell me about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, he's a journalist from St. Vincent Times, that did an interview earlier this week with me on the same issue, and it's a regional podcast, so that's what he's referring to.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear it, so I just wanted to.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes, Doctor. Yes, Sebastian. I heard it myself, and Dr. Fountain made us, very, his observation, Sebastian. Let's look at it. Look at it, gentlemen. When our young people, our brains, our intellect, Sebastian, are working have to move to the other islands, St. Kitts, people are running to St. Kitts. Why?
All over the place. Antigua, all over.
As Dr. Fountain said, some person called and told him, Dr. Fountain, within a few weeks in St. Kitts, I have a job, I can buy a vehicle. That wasn't heard of in Dominica. Within a few months. All right.
The salary in Dominica much too low. That is a fact. People cannot survive on the salary in Dominica.
No, but it is. And this is the sad thing, Sebastian, about Dominica. I mean, we have 50 to 55,000 people with our passports. We should be we should be living pretty in this country. Salaries should have, pretty.
We should be low. You're right. Let's take this caller. You're right. We should be. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
First of all, the whole question of the gas prices, I understand until the government is softening out there, at least trying to ease up their gas problem. Okay? So I don't know if the sellers can organize so not really, but if they find out it, get what is happening in Antigua, so that you can ask them about that. The other question about the confirmation and first communion thing. I don't think that'll work, That'll work in. And I think we do make this election like that because no zeal, nobody will have attention. You come and talk. You look at this case here. I think either the opposition should have that cut off the seat. Because in the Senate, people believe in what they see than what they hear. So what they're saying, go and confirm. Nobody goes in, there's no movement towards that. I don't know what I mean. I don't know. This thing is working, man. It's nonsense, People, it's nonsense.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, that's working.
Well, today I got upset when I went there. I'll tell you that. I went 5 months short of 3 days since I went to get confirmed. And if people tell me okay, nonsense, they don't know when, and nonsense like that.
IRC, the opposition even accept this thing and confirm what? That's not working, man. That's nonsense.
Yeah, anyway, we're going to take our first break now because we have the president of the Netball Association come to join us. So let's take our first break.
Sports Wrap, your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95. The entire Caribbean is listening to Sports Wrap on the big station every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And National Athletic Coach Emmanuel Loblack. Sports Wrap, your one-stop shop for unique, inclusive, in-depth analysis of local, regional, and international sports.
Where in Roseau, Kima Hadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The economic power Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want the leg, what you do? Shop at SCA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCA. And the young one, shop at SCA. You get more for what they say. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What they say. Shop at SCA. SCA's family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices. That's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. And the nan and cousin friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, in Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno Fabric Softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno Fabric Softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shilling Company. Available at all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yeah, we are back and still waiting on the president of the netball. During that time, we can talk a little football, guys.
People don't forget the Ulster game starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that the Dominica team left today. I hope we can see it. Normally, we've seen it every year. I hope Rush Sports will be carrying it.
Yes.
Because it's the major athletics thing in the Caribbean. So for young people. So we hope
we'll
be able to watch it.
Not a matter of young people, you know. First of all,
well, young people will be.
I know, yeah, but this is the sport that have really kept the Caribbean alive. Cricket, no more.
No, I wouldn't agree with you there.
Well, I agree. Well, I will say so, Sebastian. Tell me.
Well, you can say, but that's not correct, Loback. Because
cricket,
okay, how it keeps the Caribbean? Listen, hold on. You said this is a sport that keeps the Caribbean. Where in the Caribbean? Jamaica is the only place that really has athletics.
No, you're totally wrong. You're totally wrong.
Okay, where else? Tell me.
I will not agree with you at all, Sebastian.
Dominica, you heard Godwin Dossett last week. Before we close, you heard what Godwin Dossett said last week? Portsmouth, they had the meet. Not even Portsmouth students were there.
That is Dominica, Sebastian. I don't
know. But you said the Caribbean, if that had the Caribbean.
What cricket? What we have all cricket and people. Come on, man, Sebastian. You
said athletics that has the Caribbean going. That is not a true statement. No. It only when the Olympics comes and Jamaica performs.
Sebastian, come on, Sebastian. Athletics is an individual sport. You have to understand that is an individual. You need one alone can flag the flag and bring Caribbean very one athlete alone. Don't forget that, you know. We have produced a lot of athletes in English, a lot of athletes, Sebastian. Come on, man. Cricket, people hardly listen to cricket anymore. You don't cricket. The stadiums in the Caribbean empty.
What I think, what I would say to that, what I would say to that, Emmanuel, is that cricket is not as popular, say, as track and field and athletics. Right. Athletics is worldwide.
Because so all dominance gone.
Where someone performs in athletics, it will be a greater word around. So in other words, Usain Bolt is more well known, say, than any of our top cricketers across the globe. Okay. Yes.
But look at this guy from Grenada. Look at Grenada. This quarter miler. The quarter miler from Grenada.
Yes, Karani. Yeah, but Sibo, I wanted to pose a very quick, because our guest is here, I wanted to pose a very quick trivia. There is a country that has won the World Cup 4 times. Manu, probably know this one. It's too easy, right? And has failed to qualify in the past 3 World Cups. I wish we had the time to
but we'll have time after Sammy. Sammy will probably be for 45 minutes. So we'll still have 15 minutes before we close to talk about another good trivia. What is the country? 3 successive World Cups. They can qualify.
In 3
and
World
they have won
Cups.
4 World Cups.
Yeah. I think the second highest after Brazil.
Yeah,
right?
Brazil. I think Germany, has 4 as well.
Yes, the tie
Brazil has 5.
Yeah.
Germany,
and
that other country. Yeah.
And Germany has 3, Italy, and so on.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to that. So we have with us now, we haven't seen her for a long time. Far left to hear her, the president of the Netball Association. Lady, introduce yourself now. People want to hear you. Good night.
Good night, everyone. I'm Colita Hamilton, president of Dominican Netball Association.
Right. I think you already borrowed money last week, pal. Yes. You want
Sunday.
to?
Sunday.
How did it go?
It went great.
Yeah. So how many teams you have?
We have 9 teams.
Okay. How many divisions though?
2 divisions.
Right. So you have 9 teams each division?
No, 9 teams together.
Mhm.
I have 6 in Division 1 and 3 in Division 2.
So 9 teams total. But don't you find that's a small amount compared to what obtained before?
It's just 1 team, 2 teams less. So things happen, and
can you speak up?
It's just 2 teams left, just 2 teams less, and I mean things happen. Sponsorship falls by the way, and so we are exploring ways that we can assist these teams in participating.
But are you not concerned that netball is not really taking off in Dominica?
No, I'm not really concerned. I mean, if you want to compare it to times past, then you can say, okay, I'm a bit concerned, but remember we had other elements to deal with. And so as with every sport, we go through periods of drought and then we come back again. And so I will not be concerned because we are hosting our league. We've attended tournaments. We're attending tournaments. And so things are happening in the background. And you do not just plant a seed and see a tree the next day. And so my executive and I would appreciate some patience and trust the process, and have patience in the process.
I like that. So, when is the league going to start? When is it commencing? When is it going to start?
Well, because we have respect for the era that we are in now, Holy Week.
The week, yeah.
And so we have a game carded for Wednesday, the 8th. It's a Division 2 game. It will be at the stadium from 5:30. Can come out and support. Division 2 is more or less our foundation players. We have to encourage them in this sport. They only get better if they play against, so please come out and support on
So
Wednesday.
is that the only venue you're going to be using for the season?
No, we have a team from Castlebruce, so we will be traveling to Castlebruce. We have a team from Portsmouth. We will be traveling to Portsmouth. We are decentralizing netball, so we will be traveling to the other areas. There are courts that we can use.
Yeah, that's excellent. So your league is coming up locally. What about on the regional and international scene? What's next for netball?
Well, on the regional scene, we have America's qualifiers. That's the qualifiers. I mean, every region, we have 5 playing regions in netball. And for the Netball World Cup, which will be held in 2027 in Australia, after the top, I believe the top 10 in the ranking, then 2 teams from each region will be invited. But for them to be invited, you have to have qualifying matches. In the Americas, because Jamaica is in the top 10, they'll automatically qualify. So then you're going to have all the countries in the Americas playing a tournament so that the 2 top countries, they'll be invited. And it goes on for Europe, Asia, Oceania, Africa.
So within this Americas, how does Dominica fare in terms of where we are? I mean, are we in the top 5 or the bottom 3, or where would you place based on current form and how we've been doing in the past?
Well, based on world ranking, we would be not as high as we were before 2022, but a lot of things have happened which have led to us being there. And like I said, it's a work in progress. So starting from the bottom is never a bad thing. You learn from the mistakes that have been made. And so we are starting back. We have the encouragement, we have support from other higher ranked countries, which is very good. And so just starting our way back, like I said, trusting the process and keeping in mind that team sport is team sport. You cannot really rate netball as if other sports where you have individuals excelling. It's a team sport. And so we are doing our best. And what we are doing now is recruiting young talent because we cannot keep going with, we know we have to give people a chance to retire. And so even though you come with young talent, they still have to get themselves into the arena, even though they would have played tournaments at a younger age. But tournaments like the America's qualifiers calls for a bit more than the others. So we have to make sure that we are adequately prepared, both physically and mentally, for that kind of tournament.
All right. No, let me ask just one more question, and then you can go ahead. No, I'm going to come back to the local scene, and I wanted to ask about the support and from the public in particular. 'Cause I remember in the 90s, my sister was a netball player.
Yeah.
And,
Would you know that? You know that?
I think she's
She
probably
would
she's
probably
too young.
too young
She's
to
too
know
young
that.
to know.
Yeah, his sister was a top. Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Cynthia.
yes.
Yeah.
Cynthia Fontaine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
player
died
in
young,
the
a young
she-
lady.
Yeah, she passed
Young lady,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, but at that time I remember going, to see a games and you'd have huge crowds of,
Oh
we
yes,
had
oh yes.
fantastic
Windsor Park.
support from the public. So I'm wondering where we are now in terms of that kind of support compared to where we used to be a few years ago.
Well, the support is always there. And what we appreciate about netball, like you rightly said, is that it's a community sport. Netball brings everybody together, not just the men, the women, the children. It's a community sport. And so there is the excitement, there is the support, and everyone, because it's a community sport, patrons come with their villages. I don't want to, with their teams. I don't want to say villages. So they come with their teams, and we appreciate that. That is why we are looking to decentralize it, to give everybody a chance, and to kind of, we have to respect the clubs. And so we cannot be always having the teams, you know how much it is for private hire. So we cannot have two teams always coming down to Roseau all the time. So if we want you to be active participants, we want your community to embrace netball, we have to bring it to you. And so that is why we are going out, and it is very appreciative. Whenever I'm being met on the road, people always ask, when is the league starting? When is the next game? And people are very excited about netball. And I know, like Mr. Lowak was saying, we want to relive Windsor Park days, but the Windsor Park, then it's not the same Windsor Park now, so we still cannot relive those days. I have played on those courts during that time, and I know the kind of crowds we used to draw. And so while we appreciate how it was then, we just have to make it our own now. And I appreciate the support that we are getting, and it is becoming more and more every time.
Lobby, you had something to say to her.
Yes. She continually talking about decentralizing
Yeah.
because netball has been played in Portsmouth, Marigot, Cassie Bruce, and Grande. So all of a sudden, the games we will continue having games in those areas. So I do not like to say the word decentralized because football people might think what first time then the netball has been played all over Dominica. Now the question I want to ask, you said about this the Americas, in which group would Dominica be in? For example, would there in which group where would we would be playing?
Well, they don't have like zones. We just play together, unless you want me to rate Dominica based on the abilities of the other islands.
When you say playing together, we would be, for example, playing like against Jamaica, no, Trinidad, Barbados, St.
Yes,
Vincent.
it is done in round robin format. So
Right.
only the World Cup will be done in groups. But the qualifiers will be done in round robin format, so everybody play.
Everybody else.
Yes.
So that is cost. That's a huge. It will be very costly.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big investment, but
So that
at the
was
end,
an advantage.
yes, at the end of the day, it is a ranking tournament. So whether you do not finish in the top two, your team would be ranked because at this level, everybody is making the effort to come out. You'll have teams like USA, Canada, Bermuda. These are teams who have been on ice for a while, and everyone is making an effort because in that case, you would have been playing about 10 games. And most of these teams probably stronger than yourself. And so this is where it gives you the added ranking, albeit you still have to be very strategic and cognizant because you don't want such a team. You have, like, for example, because we're in Dominica, use Dominica, we would go and play against Trinidad, the margin would be great. So then that would be a disadvantage to us because the ranking is based most times on goal difference. And if we study goal difference, you know that at the end of the day, it may just put us in a lesser position than how we went. It's very risky, but when you really weigh the risk and you really prepare properly, you may just surprise people.
Is there a young team going to Trinidad anytime now?
Yes, we have a under 16 junior tournament is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, starting from the opening ceremony. First games will be from the 11th.
Okay.
And so we have a young team going very full of promise. And we have about 4 returning players, and we have some new players, and we're very hopeful for a good showing. Some of them, there's actually a shooter from Portsmouth who's playing in the National League, which, it's very good that they get that kind of exposure. So, and I actually had the honor of defending her. She's very agile. So, I'm excited to see what she has to do in Trinidad.
So you play as a goal defense? You play
that league, for the opening, I had to play goalkeeper, but that was for numbers. I usually play wing defense.
Wing defense. Okay.
Question there for you. Yes, I was listening to you about that tournament because when I'm in Dominica, I move around to see what's happening in sports. Yeah, and I don't see people playing. I don't see the girls on the court. I don't see. I don't see anything. Next time hearing about this tournament, I know there's a problem, and I know in terms of our preparation, all right, our preparation is key. I mean, like netball, the shooting is a place to shoot. The shooters need to shoot and to practice shooting. I could recall in the days of this person I used to play for Celtics, Dinia. I could recall, Daniel, she had this rim, I can in the practice girl, there's people always shooting. Shooter has to practice. The shooter has to practice. And then I know that is the problem. I know that the girls, all right, the rim is, I just don't know. I really don't know what's happening. How do they practice? The shooters.
The shooters have their rims at their homes now, They have their rims home.
Rims at their home?
Yes, their rims at their homes.
So anybody... Do they tell you, well, coach, I took 40 shots this morning or 20 or 50 shots this morning? Is it? There must be something like that.
Yes, well, we have implemented this monitoring instrument that we have our shooters, because and Mr. Loblack is right too. For you to be shooting on a national level, you need to have a certain percentage of accuracy. And so the parents, and we're very grateful for the parents, they are investing in their children from a very young age. So you have parents fixing a rim somewhere in the yard, and the young ladies, they practice. And so we are working towards that. We have from our last election, we have some new faces, and we have Anna Maria Pante, who you all would have known, a very prolific shooter, and she has come on as assistant coach. And so she's really driving and shooting being her passion, really driving that kind of commitment and training from the young ones. So I believe we're on the right path with our stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Fontaine.
Yeah, no, well, she answered the question because
okay.
I was about to kind of ask, and I can probably just broaden it a bit in terms of the competition. The competitions will be taking place in Massac, right?
only if
outside
there
of
is
outside
rain.
of those. Okay, so where you would be playing
We
normally?
have the Windsor Park
The Windsor Park,
Stadium.
and that's available for practice, right?
It's available
Okay.
for practice.
Question. There's something else I'm looking at in terms of. I could recall, I don't know, well, in terms of our population, secondary population, and I look at netball, a lot of netball internationally. I look at a lot of netball, the heights of the girl, the heights, even, and I know we are limited here in Dominica, going against, and we have to see how we can encourage them in even the defensive shooters, girls 6'8", 6'1", if it's possible. Not a person 5'8" or 5'7", but looking for somebody, the goal attack, all right, can be yes at least 5'9", but do you look at that, the heights of the girls, whether it's possible you can get somebody to practice, somebody a 6 footer, is it are you looking at that?
Yes, we do. We consider heights. It is something especially in a area as critical as the scoring. Third, you have to consider the heights and the agility, because we cannot just have a tall person
No, you have to be
who is
agile,
not nimble,
obviously.
and we have tall people. We do have some 6'1" on our team, but also where you are not very tall, as you would say, then that is where your training, your fitness comes in, where you learn to jump high, because we have countries, Barbados, when they played against, just recently I watched the Commonwealth, the game, the last one they had in Birmingham against Jamaica. Jamaica had 100 on Barbados. Flat, that was their aim, every game to score 100. And the young lady for Barbados was not tall. She played against us in Dominica and we felt she was tall, but she played against Jamaica and the goal shooter was taller than her. So what do you do in these instances? That is where you become creative. That is where your mental training comes into play. So that is where the training comes in, where you keep jumping, you jump in, because sometimes you can be tall and you cannot stretch, but you can be short and you're very agile. So that is why we have netball for different body types, and that's why we have it for the women. So we see it, we hear it, we are considering and very much looking for. The ideal defense would be 6 feet, but in instances where we do not have that, we do have to make up for it.
Okay, Colita, I know you have to go. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And please don't sit long again before you come back here. Okay, that was too long for you not to
couldn't
join.
even remember your number.
Well, exactly. So we'll have you back here soon. You let us know what's happening.
After everything.
No problem. So, right? So we want to wish
during,
you
during the competition.
during the competition, come back
Yes.
here.
Well, I would have some free time while.
How about the PRO? You have a PRO?
We do have a PRO.
Mm.
And we will meet you very soon.
Right. So when you can bring this PRO with you when you come in, okay? So keep us informed of the league, what's happening, and let us know. Right?
I'll send you scores.
Send us the scores and everything. And know the PRO every week and give us the scores.
Yes, definitely.
Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Have a good night, you all.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Yeah. Right, guys, we go straight to cricket, and we have with us the main man, the coach of the senior West Indies team, Mr. Darren Sammy, and he has consented to be with us. Coach, good night. How are you, my brother?
Good night, Manage. How are you?
Right, and we have Emmanuel Loblack, your boy there, Dr. Fontaine. Yeah. Loblack is an athletics man, and last week I saw you gloating where you're watching your daughter winning gold medals at a ground named after you. Tell us about that, man.
Manage, you know what? I now understand. I remember a certain man watching his son play cricket and he being the manager as well. So
yeah, I know, man.
The nerves and all these things that goes on with selection and all these things, and then the performances come, and as a parent, just watching.
Yeah.
Daughter, that was a real special moment for me. Like I said, to be in the stadium. Normally, I'm the one on the field.
Right.
Her performing, and she's so focused and driven. I've spent years. I've gone to different schools, talking to children, inspiring them. And we always find it so hard to inspire our own kids because they don't seem to understand the story we tell them. But to see her after meeting Julian Alfred. She started running 10 months ago.
Right.
Her the stride and the determination that she happened to see at the premier event, which is Island Champs. To see her do what she did, I was so proud. I had to come and gloat for a little bit, enjoy my moment.
But tell me, was there good in terms of crowd participation at the Darren Summit? Was there a good crowd watching the school athletics?
There was a good crowd.
Okay.
It's something that they've tried. It's the first time it's in the north.
Right.
The first time it's in the north. Normally, I think it was.
It's in Vieux-Fort, right?
In Vieux-Fort or Soufrière.
Right.
Last 2 years, it's been in Soufrière mini stadium. There's a nice track down there. But I enjoyed it. Obviously, you want. I challenged the minister to probably put an athletic stadium in the north.
Right.
Then it gets the basic. Right from early, the children running on a proper track. But it was a good event, well turned out. And for me as a parent, making noise for my daughter running a race and doing well, that was
Right. Okay. Well, I know you were happy. We were in touch about that, so I'm happy for you. But we want to talk about. You hear more to talk about cricket and cricket.
That is correct. That is correct.
Right.
Be easy on me. Be easy on me tonight.
Now, listen, Coach. I know before the World Cup and at the start of the World Cup, you were confident that the West Indies could go very far in the World Cup. And listening to you in speaking to, messaging you by phone, that you felt confident. We didn't get to the semi-final. Where did you think things went wrong?
I think, look, we had a good start. We had a clean record throughout the wrong matches. The group stage against South Africa, where we lost our first game in the World Cup. Albeit it was, being in a position, it was 70-something for 7.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the way, our lower order with Jason and Sheppy went through, getting us to a respectable total. I think, and then we were not as tactically sound, I would say. Some of the changes we made, we didn't put. We needed to have a good power play, but tactically as a team, I think we did not execute well, especially against Quintin de Kock earlier, who took the game away from us. By the time the matchup got him out with Roston and the power play, the game was gone. But the India game, where really knocked us out, it was a do or die, where it knocked us out in the tournament. And I did say long before the tournament, in order to win in India, you got to beat India in the knockout. That is. You've seen all the ICC events, especially T20. If you don't beat India in a knockout, you don't win. No matter what they say, India is the team to beat. The average score at Kolkata, winning score is 195. We got to 194. We were in a position to win, but something we do as a team, when we know the average score on the ground, winning score on the ground, you want to give yourself that 20-run cushion, in order to really put the opposition on the pressure. I thought, in a knockout game, 190 scoreboard pressure was good enough. But the way Samson played, sometimes you got to give credit to the opposition as well. He played a hell of an inning. We fought all the way down to the end. And yeah, the World Cup came to an end, but I thought as a team we needed 15, 20 runs more, because we know when we bowl first and a team puts a score, when we go halfway in, we say no, they're 15 runs short. So the power play, they got away. That was the power play stage was a bit different from us. I think they were 15 runs more in the power play than us. And we controlled. We were quite even through the rest of the game. But yeah, they proved to be the better team on the day. And as you know, as a cricketer yourself, if you don't take wickets during when partnerships are being formed, then you make it even harder to control the stem of runs when batsmen are in, especially on a venue like Calcutta, which has proven to be a chasing ground.
Yeah, but you spoke about tactics in that very match against India. Matthew Ford, who was probably the best bowler economically on the World Cup, had bowled 3 overs for 21 runs. The last 2 overs, we found Shepherd and Sharma Joseph bowling. As you talk about tactics, I'm wondering, could not a message have been sent to the captain saying, well, we still have Matthew Ford there, because it was close. So I was wondering, in fact, when I was there, I was saying to myself, if I could message you and say, but why is Ford not bowling? Because that we could have won that game if proper tactics were used. I don't know what you have to say about that.
Well, manager have always been one where I don't really, as a captain, I've always been kind of instinctive, but also trusted in the process as well. I think the plan to cup one of the batters was to be able to bowl that wide Yorker, and because Shepherd is the one who, with the action he has, his skill set is more suited to bowling that wide plan, making the guys hit to the offside of the wicket. We did discuss Matthew Ford, but at the end of the day, when decisions are made, you just got to buy into it, and that's what you did. It didn't turn out. I think during that period, Shoma got a job catch. Then my Hardik hit 2 boundaries after that. So all little moments, we did create moments in the game where it could have been different. Them when we pulled back the game before Hardik hit those 2 boundaries, I think we dropped him. And then a new batter coming in at that time, that could add pressure as well, so and then I thought those 2 boundaries hit by what's the left-hander of
I think it
Shuma,
was
of Shuma, swing the game again, so but that's
it was
T20.
Dubé, it was Shivam Dubé.
Yeah, that's T20 for you. We have never been one to blame. You accept and trust the decisions in our review. Then you could say, this could have been done and executed properly and stuff like that. But I thought the campaign in itself, the team was so disappointed because what I saw, despite of us not moving on to the semifinal or winning, what I saw was a West Indies spirit that I did not see for a long time. You watch the team, the togetherness, credit to the senior guys that stepped up when they were challenged and accepting responsibility, to play a brand of cricket that, reminds us and inspires and makes people want to watch. I know we went in the World Cup, nobody really gave us a chance. But the confidence and the belief that I saw throughout the team, starting from South Africa, that's what made me believe we could have, but it's all now review time and preparation starts for whoever's gonna be there for the next World Cup in Australia, which is a totally different venue. So
well, the pitches will be different and everything else there, right?
Yeah. So then we already begun, begin the planning for that and see, the what skill set that will be needed for Australia, and we also have a 50 over World Cup. in South Africa. But based
Next
on
year, right?
yeah, next year. So yeah, it was disappointing for me because I believe deeply in my soul that we could have, especially watching the way the guys played for the first round. A bowling unit that nobody gave a chance. I think during the first round they had the most wickets at a possible 40 wickets. We took 38, I think, or 37. So Matthew Ford started the year probably in the top 50 or 60. He ended up, by the time the World Cup was done, he was in the top 10 in the world. So investments that we've made, has, you could see the small victories that we've had in doing them. So, yeah, India went on to win the World Cup. We didn't beat them. And that, you got to
But
be.
you talk about investments.
Mhm.
The Hetmeyer thing to me is an investment because, if we're being honest, most people probably didn't even think Hetmeyer shouldn't be playing. Like, if we people who follow cricket,
Mhm.
who was it your decision or a combination of different people to decide to put Hetmeyer at? Because I thought that was a master stroke, put him in that number 3, and it worked. Tell us about
I
that.
think I think if you we were such since Puran left, since Puran retired, we've had Shea batting at 3, but we knew, Shea's numbers with opening for us has been really good, and after the World Cup we found ourselves like, not having that impact from the opening spot. We tried so many different combinations. And once we knew that, we needed that impact player. Now, if you notice against South Africa in the first ODI, in the first T20 in South Africa, Matthew Ford batted at 4 because, when you have conversation, I try to, create scenarios where most players are doing what they're most comfortable doing, and Hetty throughout, the last 5 years he's been playing has been a finisher. And the conversations that we had, with him was around finishing and stuff. But for me too, I think the team challenged him because we had 3. We needed a left-hander to balance, the leg spin factor, the left arm spin factor they throw at us. And Hetmeyer, the team actually, his teammates and the coaching staff, challenge it. We had some honest conversations in South Africa where we all challenged him to, be that number 3 batter for us. When he started, he was a number 3 batsman. He's had his most success. Then the game he played, he's wasted looking to face 16, 20 balls, whereas he could have, more balls being faced. And it's a role that, he credit to him. He took up the challenge, and we all saw, the difference he made for us in that batting lineup.
Yeah, but let me ask you though, as the coach and even CWI, the match yesterday, in fact, the commentators were speaking about that. You notice the guy who came into bat at 3 for Delhi, they said that why is Hetmeyer not batting there? He did it so well for West Indies. So isn't that something you should be speaking to the franchises over there and have a discussion? I know you can't tell them what to do, but the commentators spoke about that yesterday.
Oh, listen, manage. We even where we should have control in terms of our own Caribbean Premier League to help develop our players, we don't really get, that type of response and support. Because at the end of the day, with franchise cricket, it's all about the franchise. And what they want to do. I actually thought we solved the problem for most franchises by him batting at number 3. I thought that would be something that would continue for him. But remember, as much as franchise cricket has helped develop, if it's not in the favor of the franchise, they don't care about what plans we have for international cricket. And remember, I watched KKR. The Australia board said Mr. Green cannot bowl.
Well, yeah, you're right. Today he played, he didn't bowl. Yeah, you're right.
So he's not ready to bowl. So, there's, where I'm getting at.
I know. But you know, they've spent so much money at Green, and then his board can dictate to the people what happens.
That's what I'm saying. So there's apple and oranges, and there's certain words that land really strong and firm, and I don't think we were in a position to tell them what to do with Hetmeyer. But whilst you say that, what I'd like to say though, Rajasthan Royals were very accommodating with us in helping prepare Gudakish Moti for comeback of in international cricket, because before that Moti lost
struggling, that's true.
And I spoke to myself and Miles, the director, spoke to Susanga Kara, who was very helpful because Moti was in the South Africa franchise and helped get him back into form and gain that confidence back by doing some special work. He actually, got more.
He developed that. Wrist spin back up behind.
So things, we've had conversations and it has matured and brought, some sort of success to us. But the IPL is a different story.
Yeah. I know, but I think I spoke to you and I privately about that. Hetmeyer. I remember when I was a selector, we picked Hetmeyer against England. You remember that? Batting at number 6. He's still a young man, not an old guy. So I still feel there's a chance that he can be spoken to and get him to try and play test match cricket. There's nothing wrong with that, because if you look at the best players in T20 now play the longer format. So it'd be nice for somebody like Hetmeyer.
I mean, we've had conversations with him, especially, to be fair, what I say is the most relaxed and focused I've seen Hetmeyer.
Okay.
In the 3 years I've been in the job, is the most relaxed. He seemed so happy, so calm, so relaxed, and it transferred into his performance. We've had conversation about one-day cricket and his availability, for us as a one-day batsman. He has indicated, that he's committed to that as well. So it's not always a bed of roses for us, in selection. You know the story.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, but we just have to continue the conversations, and hopefully we could select from all available players when that time comes.
Yep.
Yes, Sebastian.
Go ahead, Loblack.
Yes, Sebastian, I'm just listening to you and Sammy talking about West Indies cricket and West Indies performance in the just concluded T20. I think that if you look back what happened internationally in sports today, we have people after tournaments looking for changes. And I think if you do a survey in the Caribbean right now, people are very much disenchanted with the West Indies team, in both in the T20, the ODI, and Test matches. There's a serious diarrhea taking place in the Caribbean. We have been consistently inconsistent. And I mean, this is hard. You look at, for example, you're playing at home, stadiums are empty. All right, we are not marketable anymore as before. We need changes. You haven't got selectors anymore. All right, they have gone and put Sammy in charge of all, the coach of all 3 versions of the game. If you do a survey in the Caribbean, you'll find people say that was total madness. Total. I mean, that's an insult to injury. I don't know, injury. And I think that looking at the conclusion of this World Cup, looking at what we have done, this defeats what we are going through right now. There must be changes. We're looking at, for me, I look at overhauling. We made an overhaul right now.
Darren Sammy is not the person That should
No,
be
what I
answering
mean,
the question, yeah?
okay.
He's
Okay.
not the person that should be answering
Okay.
that.
Did he feel, is he feeling comfortable?
Well, you can ask him a question, but to make him statements about changes should be directed to the board, not him.
That.
Huh?
I'm coming to that.
Right.
Are you comfortable, Sammy? Are you comfortable? Let me ask you a question. Are you comfortable being the sole coach for all the versions of the game?
If I don't feel I could do a job, I wouldn't accept it. As simple as that. And guess what? I've never campaigned for no job. I've always been asked and put in a position when things are not ready. You could ask to look throughout my career. Captaincy, coaching. And you know the good thing about me and manager, when I say manager, he's not manager no more. Mr. Sebastian could always say, whatever people's opinion of me, once I don't have that opinion of myself, that don't really matter to me, to be honest. First of all, I'll tell you so. Is you entitled to your opinion, which is fair, but my bosses don't see me as how you feel. They understand the process. We talking like we have an abundance of talent that's going out there and performing and doing all these things. It's a process. You know, and it is my job, and I think Director Miles is putting so many things in place to help further develop the game. You know, and I do understand the work and the job that I've been entitled to do. The director of cricket understands the plans and the processes that we've put through to make that happen. So it's okay for people to have an opinion, but that's not the opinion I have about myself and the job that I have to do and the staff that I have and the players I have available to do it with for. So you're entitled to your opinion, but you're not my boss.
Yes, Sammy. Thompson here. You know, what I would like us to do at this point, I kind of feel for you in terms of what you have to work with, and I think a lot of times people miss that in terms of what you have to work with, and it is very easy to blame the coach sometimes. But give us a sense as to some of the unique challenges that you're facing as a coach. I know, for example, you have the issue of not always having access to some of the players when you want them, but let us better understand some of the unique challenges that you're facing, and maybe then we can have a deeper appreciation for what it is that you're doing.
Mr. Thompson, it's like I'm not one to cry. You know, manager asked me to be on this show, and I've never shied from no media. You know, I promised him I'll be there. He messaged me during the World Cup, and I told him, you know, I just want to focus on the World Cup right now. I've never been one to shy from the media. I've been open to criticism from ever since I started playing cricket for Windward Islands. You know, so I've never been one to cry about anything. I know and understand the challenges, but in continuing to find ways, you know, to help better. Look, we have a 4-day tournament. It's three matches, which I have to select. Which we will have to select a test team. From there, the biggest challenge for us is finance, you know, and that's it. And then people will say, okay, but back in the day we had the talent and the performances. Managers, Locke Sebastian couldn't play for West Indies, you know, during that time because they had so much abundance of talent. As the head coach of West Indies, I'm not going to sit down and cry. I will work with what we have and try to do it to the best of my abilities. My contract ends in 2027. And if it's so be it that my bosses feel like, oh, you know what, you're not on the things we have to implement and the processes that you say we have to follow. If it's not being done, I expect them to tell me to terminate my contract. But until then, everybody who make noise, that's not the gospel. People entitled to their opinion. But honestly, I will not. I've spoken about it, and I don't think right now coming on this show here is from to cry. I do understand. I hear the stories, but when I turn up or my staff turn up, we put on honest work every single day. you know, and you could sit behind a mic and talk, and that's just your opinion, you know, which you are entitled to as a sports fan, as a radio show host, and I'm okay with that, you know. And I will sit down and have a conversation. If I feel like answering, I will answer. But you know, Manager Lockhart is a good friend, you know, and I have a lot of respect for him, and I will come and speak about West Indies cricket any day, you know. But for you to, I was trying to understand where you were going with what question you were trying to ask me if I'm going to fire myself, which
you know,
Yes,
I don't know what question you were going to ask me,
no. Sebastian.
Uh-huh.
The question there, yes. The question, you know, I want to ask, you know, that Sammy have to understand. Sammy have to understand that where we
I'm in
were.
the hot seat.
No, not hot seat. No, where we were, where we are right now. The question is this: when you look, you look at stadiums in the Caribbean being empty. The players, as a player, you have to play. This is not easy.
Can
and
I
in
ask you a
terms of
question?
you said a while ago about money. There's no.
Mr. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Did that start with me? Was the stadium
No,
empty?
no, but how? No, it didn't start. But what is the consistency?
I promise you. If you go back and watch,
it's worse now.
No, you can't say that. 2023.
It's worse now.
2024. Did you see the World Cup we had? 2023 home series, especially in the white ball. Look at the people that's in the stands.
That is why I'm telling you, I'm saying, remember I didn't say the stands, it had been going on for a while. We have been empty. That's it. We need changes. We have to see that, and that is life. That is life.
Nobody, I am saying to you, that is the wrong man to be talking about.
That is life.
Changes.
Are you trying to defend him then?
But what do you mean I'm trying to defend him? He's not the president. He's not the board. He can make changes. You keep talking. Okay, hear what you say. You said to him about the crowds. Is that Darren's from his fault?
No, what's happening? But he's the coach, you know.
Yeah, but the coach doesn't bring people to the ground. Players have to bring people to the ground.
He's carrying part of it, you know. But I know that. All right, because Simo, for example, Sammy, do you think?
Let me tell you something, right?
Do you think that we need selectors right now? Do you think we need?
Yes, of course I think we need selectors. Yes, I believe so.
But Mr. Emmanuel,
do you think we need selectors?
Hold on. But I just answered you. I said yes.
No, Sammy.
No, but why are you still saying that I'm the only selector? That is not true. You are spreading propaganda.
So what is selectors? You have selectors?
I have never. A selector is someone who selects a team. You would agree? Whether it be whether it be a like what Manager Lockup was before, you know. I have never. Darren Sammy, as head coach of West Indies team, has never selected a team by myself.
We didn't know that. True then.
It has been said many times. It's just
so who are the selectors? With you.
We have the talent identification, the talent ID, which is Jamal Smith. We have our analysts. We have the rest of the coaches. We have the director of cricket. I have never, ever selected a team by myself.
And do you think this? Do you think this is the best way forward?
But we had selectors, and you're still cursing and correlating.
No, you just said a while ago you respect people's opinion.
No, I'm just saying.
No, you just said a while ago you respect people's opinion.
Yeah, I didn't say anything wrong about your opinion. I'm just telling you.
That is why people have a right to listen to me. I just agree that people have a right to their opinions.
Yes.
All right. So it's the same
and I respect it.
On the selectors.
And I respect it. Your opinion is we should have selectors, but I'm pretty sure you have been one cursing selectors as well when they had. Selectors.
No, I don't. No, I'm not cursing selectors. If the team is doing badly, we look at it. But if we are consistently being inconsistent, you expect people to talk.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not preventing anyone from talking.
Okay, Sammy, I wanted to switch a little bit to just away from the selection part to looking ahead a little bit in terms of the West Indies preparation or positioning for the 2027
Yes.
World Cup. Where are we in that process, and how do you see us getting there, getting into the finals? There?
Yeah. So obviously, the first stage is automatic qualification. If you notice, the last 3 World Cups, we've had to go into the qualification, into the the tournament in Zimbabwe, and we didn't qualify for the last World Cup. So the date for the cutoff period for automatic qualification is in March. I think that's after our Afghan series at home. So that's in March. I think March 28th it is. So the World Cup is in South Africa, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. And the top 9 teams will get automatic qualifications. We have 14 ODIs left before that. Right now, Bangladesh is 2 points ahead of us in the rankings at number 9. So it's gonna be a tight finish to the end. Just over the last 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've had meetings to set the road to that. Which started way back in 2023, but to fine tune, the skill set that we require for South Africa, the personnel that is gonna be able to help us do that. So we had a complete review as to what we have and what's available to us, and what we need to do to first get automatic qualification, and what we'll need in South Africa to go out there and win. And I know our home series starts in Jamaica.
June. Yeah, in June.
So the camp, we all assemble on the 20th of
May. Yeah.
20th of May, we assemble in Antigua and have our whiteboard camp. By then, the last, I think, rounds or so of the Super of the 4-day
the bilateral series, they call it bilateral. Which I mean, it's not you, but it's a nonsense. I'll stay straight. I mean, it's not you. That's not for you. But that's just a nonsense. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Manage, do you understand where our cricket is right now?
Well, I know the board, okay, to use local language, broke. I mean, I'll use it like that. The board is cash-strapped now. But the point is, Coach, in Antigua next week, you're going to have 4 teams there. In fact, I made a suggestion to some people on the board. Windwards will be in Antigua, Leewards will be in Antigua, Trinidad will be in Antigua, and who's the other one? And Guyana. Just play round robin among the 4 of them. Why Windwards must play Guyana 3 times in Antigua? So you have 4 teams here. Let play round robin. I suggested that some members of the board, but they say that in like a bilateral. But I said that is not for you. But if we're struggling, I don't think we should be.
Because I have to select and see my players from there.
But anyway, let's go back to a point. You talk about your staff and so on. I noticed yesterday or day before, a big announcement was made that you have a new bowling consultant. Now, is he going to replace Ravi Rampal, or
No.
he will be? What is his role? The
No.
bowling consultant. Tell us about it.
So, as a manager, it's hard to work on techniques on tour.
Right, I agree with that.
You understand? And it is poor Floyd and poor Ravi and this who body bowling and batting coaches, trying to rectify techniques, and whilst you on tour, whilst you play, it's always been challenging. One of the things that we've always spoken about is, our high performance center. We have the academy, but the high performance center, where I could tell a player, report to so and so in Antigua, where you continue. This is what we want to work on. The franchise has not, been able to deliver, what we want. I know Director Miles have, revamped some things and stuff like that. And they're working hard to be better. But he will not replace
Rumpel. Right.
But he will be the one to, holds the camps. Sometimes the team is away. We have our next in line fast bowlers, grooming them. If somebody, let's say Shamar Joseph, needs some work to be done technically, he's gonna report to that. Even if, let's say, we are playing and Shamar is, doing some remedial work on his actions, so that person will be responsible for that at the high performance center, and help with that, coordinate with
So
us.
he will not be traveling with the team, right?
There are situations where he would be traveling.
Okay. Because I wanted to get that cleared up when I heard he was appointed as a new bowling consultant because they didn't define his role. Hold on, we have a caller there. Let's take the caller for Darren. Good evening. Okay, the caller left. What? Yeah, go ahead, you.
No, so Sebastian, as I'm hearing that Gibson, Gibson, a consultant, and secondly, I'm hearing that the board is broke. So is he going to bring the job free, or is he going to be paid?
What kind of question?
But it's a contract. How is he going to be paid now, Lomi?
No, I ask a question because I am hearing it's laughable. It is laughable because I am hearing that the board is broke.
You don't expect him to be paid?
Sebastian, no, listen to me. I am saying that I know it is laughable, but I am hearing that the board is broke. Look, even the regional tournament, you just lamenting how it's been done. There's no money. So that's why I'm asking the question. That's why, I'm playing devil's angel.
Yeah, but nobody works free. The man has a.
I agree. Sebastian, I know what I'm saying. I freak out just so because I am hearing that the board is broke. You're Panilasha. All right.
Who some troublemaker? Who?
Let's take this caller. Hold on, we have a caller there. Hold on. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Happy Easter.
Yeah, same to you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to congratulate my good friend Sammy. I think honestly he tried his best. I mean, some of the bigger countries saying that they don't want to hear about insularity, but some of the discussion I heard on some of the other programs in the Caribbean, I think there's a lot of insularity. The thing is that the West Indies team is not as formidable like when you had Sammy himself or Walsh and all these top guys. So now we're trying to bring back a new crop of players together, but again, these guys have their franchise, again. And then you cannot deny them the franchise cricket because what they keep saying is that they want some more money. But I think Sammy did his best. I mean, they went a good distance in terms of the thing. South Africa was an uphill task. There were a few little tactical errors I found in some of the matches, especially those that they lost. But I want to congratulate him for the effort. Thank you very much. And good night.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Coach, something happened. I saw during the World Cup, and there were questions about that. Johnson Charles was brought in as the third opener, and
no.
Well, go ahead. Well, you can stop me.
Johnson's Charles' premier role was the backup wicketkeeper to Shea.
Oh, okay.
Which then, obviously, with his experience, he could fill in the opener spot.
Okay.
Yes, and I know where you're going with that in the
Well, I'm going to ask a question. Yes. You tried Roy Sanchez, and it looked at to be something good. Is it something you look into going forward to use Roy Sanchez at the top of the order?
Well, he played his role on that day very well. I thought he played his role. What we asked of him. He actually surpassed it in the way he scored the runs. But it's not something. It's just the opposition we were playing with India, finding a way. Matthew Ford was bowling excellently. Roston Chase brings that off-spin option versus the Indian left-handed batsman who had a slight issue with off-spin throughout the tournament. So in trying to fit in, that combination, it was a tactical move to, Brandon King wasn't really performing, and Johnson Charles, had not been, in the best of form himself. But Roston was in the 11, and, he had a role first, like he did against England during that match. And we thought, he could do that. We don't lose our number 3 Hetty and Rovman and all these guys could continue, whilst we have our two best bowlers versus India in the same 11.
Okay.
But it's not something we want to continue. Hopefully, hopefully, because remember young Akeem Ogi.
Well, I know he had this unfortunate surgery.
Unfortunate surgery. He's back playing for Windwards. I know he's in St. Vincent.
Yes, true.
So, we have some candidates. They're building for. I mean, whoever's going to be in charge in 2028, that they could work from understanding the conditions in Australia, bigger boundaries, bouncier pitches, and stuff like that. But it is not something. If Roston decides, he wants to venture down that line, that would be up to him.
Okay.
When he plays, T20 cricket, but at the moment, we still.
It's not something you're looking to continue.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to get that cleared up because it worked. I mean, in fact, it does got it well.
I'm not knocking it out. I'm not knocking out, but to be successful, there's a certain way you want your openers, to maximize the power play. You saw how well South Africa did it. You saw how well New Zealand did it. India, I mean, when it matters, matters most, you saw how Samson did it. You saw how, Abhishek Sharma and all these guys, Ishan Kishan came to the party, when it really, really matters. And that is something, for us to be successful in Australia, that power play will be very, very important as well.
Young Samson was brought up there. He didn't play a game. But is it somebody you're looking for down the road to work with?
Yes, look, he was a surprise package because when we look at balance and we selected the squad, we had a backup opener wicket keeper who could also play the role as opener for us. But we had nobody with the impact that could hit the cricket ball at number 5, 6, 7. If something happened to Rutherford, if something happened to Rovman, if something happened to Hetty, we needed that balance on the bench if in case something happened. So he was there as well as a surprise element. When he made his debut against Afghanistan, the way he hit a couple of sixes of the spinner, the way he hit the ball during CPL as well, especially against spin. We thought he could be an asset in India for us if needed to call upon. But he's definitely got some talent there. Australia would be a different challenge. You got to be able to play the ball square of the wicket. In Australia,
who can cut horizontal bat shots right there.
Yes, so some of the programs, they've gotten, and like I said, we just had that planning meeting two days ago, where we already rolling out on how we want to prepare for the next T20 World Cup.
Okay, well, when we spoke, you said you have to leave by 7:45.
Yes.
We have to come tonight because I knew we had a chat and I know you had to move.
I have to take the lovely wife to dinner.
Say hello to her, coffee anyway. Good night.
Yes,
Tell her hello.
yes.
So, Coach, thank you for joining. I know you're always willing to join us.
Good. I respect your opinion. Even though I don't agree with you, I respect your opinion. And you will not make me don't come on this show.
No, boss.
I will still come on the show.
No,
once Sibo is there, I come. I'm not coming without Sibo, though. I let you know that.
Yeah. Boss,
so, Coach, what I would say to you, I know you're a churchman. Go down to Duga over the weekend and have fun. Go down to Duga, go to church and have fun, man. Have fun down in Duga.
And manage, I will have some aqua.
Oh! All right, man. Take care, my brother. Take care. Take care.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
All right, thanks.
Let's take an ad break now. Take an ad break now. Take care. Thank you. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll do that in just a minute.
Sports Wrap, Your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95.
Or you where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Chilling Further, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love pull, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
The economic power of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. 8 Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
When you want the get, what you do? Shop at SDA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SDA. And they all compare. Shop at SDA. You get more for what is there. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Yeah. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. What is there? Shop at SDA. Yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our prices. Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Oh, yeah. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Portersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, in Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shillingford Company. Available at all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet, or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yeah. Yes, we're back. And when we talk, we must not forget Tropita, who have always been kind to give us some Tropita water, and we want to thank them for always treating the sports wrap host to some Tropita water. And it's best water really in Dominica. If you're looking for water, don't forget Tropita. They've just made a big investment, Dr. Fontaine, Tropita,
That's right.
and a local
Yes.
company. And we have
excellent,
to be
excellent water, and we
okay.
should support our
Yeah.
local.
But Dr. Fontaine, you gave this trivia. Nobody has called yet to give the answer. Yeah, you know, but going back to Jamaica, I watched them. And as I said, Jamaica has to take some blame. Because, did you see the game by you on Tuesday?
No, I missed it.
Against the Congo. They, you know, and sometimes I get fed up with this, watching that in football now. Everybody playing back to the goalkeeper, going from right to left, the defense, and a lot of time, and people talk about possession. But now, what happens now when you find yourself down? Now everybody looking to attack now because time is running out. And I don't think Jamaica, as I said, a lot of people in Jamaica I've spoken to, Dave Cameron told me people are calling for the heads of the thing. Lance Whitaker, all the people, Wavell Hines, people think that the board must go. And you know, they had engaged Steve McLaren before the coach now, and he didn't do a good job at all. And as soon as they didn't qualify in the original stages, he resigned. So I felt sorry for Jamaica on Tuesday. I really wanted them to win, to qualify, so that we could have a Caribbean team
in addition to
Curacao. But
and Haiti.
And Haiti. Oh yeah, we can't forget Haiti at all. Let's take this caller. We can't forget Haiti. Good evening. Hello.
All right, let's try this again.
Next caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Italy, is it in Italy? Italy.
Thank you.
Well, thanks
Thank
for
you,
the answer.
Thank
You know, good answer. Italy had won the World Cup 4 times. For the third time, they lost on penalties on Wednesday.
Against Bosnia.
Bosnia, and they didn't qualify again. 4th time. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. I just missed it.
Yeah.
I just missed it. I was going to say Italy, but good evening to you guys. I'm a big sports enthusiast. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Italy didn't make it, and I really thought they would make it this time. But you know what? It is what it is. But I suspect this World Cup is going to be an upset. We'll see what happens.
So who would you think? Let me ask you a question. Who you think could win the World Cup?
Well, right now, on form as we speak, I would probably say, if I had to bet money, let's say I'll probably bet on France or Argentina.
Well, these are the two teams that right up there. Brazil, before, I mean, I'm always a Brazilian fan, but if you're looking at what you rightly said, you have to go with France and Argentina.
Spain.
No, but you cannot forget Spain. Spain, eh?
No, right now, Brazil is very inconsistent. If you look at the qualifying, even the qualifying, they were
They came 5th, in fact, in the CONMEBOL. Yeah, they came number 5. Yeah.
Yes. So right now, Argentina or France. I suspect I'm leaning towards probably even France, because if France can have all their players fit, Mbappe fit, their defenders fit, and let me tell you, fit Mbappe, dangerous. Want to keep him the ball, trouble. So I suspect, I think France will have the edge, but you never know the World Cup. You never know what
exactly.
You never know. So that's why I'm waiting for it. I'm with enthusiasm, and we'll see. But I enjoy the show.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Interaction, and have a good evening, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. You know, so what has really happened to Italy? I mean, you know, this guys, you know, to me, after Brazil,
yes,
Italy was the team that I looked in terms of you know,
you remember
being on
like
the
Paolo
ball,
Rossi,
Maldini, and all this. Oh man,
yeah.
you know,
and you know, it's really sad. And Italy has one of the big leagues in the world. When you look at football leagues, Italy right up there.
But you know, I'm wondering, because I've been looking at this thing and I'm saying, I wonder if it has to do with the fact that Italy has not opened up like the other countries
Right, like
have in their
England and
league.
so,
You see,
yeah,
like
yeah.
England has
Yeah.
benefited from
Yeah.
this influx of
Of
African
foreign
players,
players, yeah,
So
yeah.
Italy is not the same.
True.
The Italian leagues, I mean, the AC Milan, Inter
Mm,
Milan,
mm.
Juventus, all of these teams are really focused very heavily on Italian
On
players.
local players,
And
that's
I'm
correct,
wondering
yeah.
if that's where the problem is, because it seems that they've just not, I mean, free World Cup.
Free World Cup, they haven't qualified. Not even on a Bosnia they could beat. I mean, you would expect
Unbelievable.
Italy to beat Bosnia.
Bosnia, yeah,
not in a qualifying match. And really even Denmark. Denmark lost as well. They didn't qualify.
Boy.
Denmark's supposed to be a team that should be in the World Cup.
Yes,
they
yes,
should be in the
yes,
World Cup.
yes,
Denmark.
yes,
And
yes.
you look at people like even Iraq is in the World Cup.
Curacao.
Iraq, Curacao, Haiti
You
in the
know.
World Cup, man. I tell you, man, it is something else. I mean,
and-
Lobby, you've been for. By the way, Lobby, have you gotten your tickets for the World Cup?
Sebastian, let me just tell you one thing, Sebastian. There are two things about it. First of all, it's too costly. And
Right.
number one, I'm safer at my home watching cricket.
Watching
let me tell you, Sebastian, you said two things about Jamaica. First of all, Jamaica, I was totally disappointed with the way they played. Now, first, I believe that they played better when they had this foreign coach. He's truly resigned. But what to me, the coach I saw, the local coach, he looked to me like a person like Tebe. He had no.
But remember, he didn't get much time, Lobby, with the team. He hadn't had much time.
Tibo, if they give me no matter what time, I'll train how on the side, show how vocal you are. He is very quiet, very, very timid, very, very quiet. Very quiet. I mean, you want to win, you order the guy you look at the Congo coach, he is very vocal, is very active. He wants to win. But I find Jamaica, to me, they both games they played, I wasn't satisfied. I said that is not Jamaica at all. They played better.
Let's take this call. Hold on, Lobby. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Sibo, you saw the match Jamaica and New Canada, how do you call it?
I saw both games. Yeah, I saw both games. Yeah.
They're out.
Yeah, Jamaica lost against Congo. They lost on Tuesday afternoon, 5 o'clock they were playing. They lost that game, so they're out.
Okay, so that Jamaica is out completely.
Yeah, they're out of the World Cup, yeah. They're not in the World Cup.
The World Cup ticket is so expensive, man.
Very.
I have to go to Atlanta, but I'm trying to get a ticket, but I say no.
The prices are ridiculous. The prices to go to
that is ridiculous. So what I did, there is a big place where you can have a big TV, and you just pay something and you can get your drink and just sit down there and watch it.
Well, I think a lot of people will have watch parties, they call it. They'll congregate at one home, guys will buy food, drinks, and watch with big TV and watch the TV. I think a lot of people will do that.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. Because it doesn't like 700 US for basically the ticket, 800.
In fact, I was speaking to Vivian Rene. Brazil just played a game just last week in Boston. Yeah. And ticket was going, the cheapest ticket was over $200 for a friendly game. I mean, that is just ridiculous.
No, that's my mess, man. So I go to the place, they have a big place. They set up with a big screen, sit down there and enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah. The prices.
Okay,
thank you. We have the last caller, guys. We have to wind up now. Let's take this last caller. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good, yeah.
All right. I was trying to call in when Coach Sammy was on.
Right.
Just to ask him a question, because he spoke about the talent. And yes, I agree, we may not have the amount of talent now as we had before. But in my opinion, and that's just my talent, because if you look at it, at the youth level, West Indies has always been thereabout in the under-19 World Cup. There's either semi-finals, but they always thereabout. I think the issue is the transition from the under-19 youth level to the senior team. And I don't think that there are enough programs, policies in place for that transition. I mean, if you take a look at India and what they're doing with the youngsters, I don't think we have any programs in place that would allow for transition, of the youth to the senior team. I mean, if you look at Shuman Gill, who transitioned from the senior team he and Ali Gavanes played in the same under 19 World Cup together. And if you look at their careers up to now, is chalk and cheese for lack of a better terminology. But I just wanted his opinion on that. Well, Sibo, you could give your opinion, saying you are the cricket man. What you think could be done for the transition between the youth and the senior, from the youth to the senior level?
Well, what I can say to you, a lot of you have been tried. They had this under 23 because they said that you lose a lot of players between 19 after 923. They had this in the West Indies, but it's up again. Funds, West Indies board is cash strapped now. What I can say to you, Colin, are you still there? Well, he's gone. Well, anyway, guys, we're out of time. Next week, that's something we can develop, guys. What the caller just said there is something we can sit down and discuss. So I think we're out of time. On behalf of Emmanuel Loblack, Dr. Fontaine, good night to everybody. It's Holy Week, you guys. Good Friday Mass, Saturday, Holy Saturday, Easter Sunday. Everybody, please go to church and pray. Have a good night. We'll be back next week. Good evening.
Program